What's going on out there, cruisers? Welcome to this how-to of adjusting turnbuckles on your boat and how to adjust them. It's just a really simple overview that Steven's going to give here on making those turnbuckle adjustments, and it's really good preventative maintenance. He's not going to get into tuning, but it definitely gets you started going down the path of tuning as well, just to make sure that you know how to make those turnbuckle adjustments on your sailboat to keep your rig nice and healthy. Nice and healthy.
Today I'm going to go through how to adjust a turnbuckle and how to prepare it for adjusting when tuning your rig. So the very first thing you want to do is remove the cotter pins. They hopefully will still be in there. And so there's a little bit of technique to removing cotter pins in that you don't want to twist them, and I'm being very careful not to do that here. So I'm bending each leg individually until they're close to in line, and then I'm actually going to grab them and squeeze them together. It's really handy to have a good high quality pair of pliers in the case like this with a knurled grip, because you can grip the cotter pins really cleanly. But if I grab both legs like this and give them just a little wiggle, just bend them both in the same plane, either side, it should line up the pin so that it'll be really easy for me to remove. Okay, so once you have your pins safely removed and set aside, you normally, on an older turnbuckle, you would have to add some grease, because the grease that's in there is probably fairly dried up. In this case, this is a brand new one, but I'm going to show you anyway. So first of all, there's typically what we call a swage stud here, sometimes called a terminal, and it has flats on it that the wrench, or a wrench or an adjustable wrench, can grip onto. We particularly like this gripping wrench. It's a vice grip type wrench. Then you want to hold this in place with the wrench and only turn the turnbuckle. If you rotate the wire, you're going to damage it. So always hold the wire and stop it from spinning, and then turn the turnbuckle. Because I've done this enough times, know which way to turn the turnbuckle, but almost always the stud is a right-hand thread on the top, and the bottom fitting is the left-hand thread, which means to unscrew the turnbuckle, you would as if you're trying to turn a nut off. So lefty-loosey on the top thread, which is essentially me pulling toward myself. So when I do that, it backs off on the upper thread and also backs off on the lower thread, because that's left hand. There's another way of telling the direction of a thread, and that is if you look at the threads. If I look at them side on like this, and you can probably see this in the shot, but from your perspective, the right-hand side of the right-hand thread is higher than the left-hand, so they're actually sloped like this. These threads will be sloping slightly with the right-hand side higher, and these will have the left-hand side higher. So it's just one way of identifying them with your eyes without trial and error. What I'm going to do here is I've already done a half a turn. I'm going to count my turns. So that's 1, 1.5. I can use my hand now because it's so loose. 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that's nice and loose so that I can get some fresh grease in here. Sometimes they will be squealing because they're so dry and the threads are so dirty, or the turnbuckle will feel particularly stiff. So a nice coating of marine grade grease. I like this Selden grease for turnbuckles. Lasts a long time, high quality. So a good amount of grease on there. You can always wipe off any excess when you're done. But this will extend the life of your turnbuckle and also just make adjusting the rig that much easier. All right, now I can tighten my turnbuckle back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it the opposite way. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I was a little loose. I'm not going to go into the fine details here of doing a rig tune, but the main important take-homes here are, again, to always, the most important thing is secure the wire. So use the flats, or if there's a fork or an eye on here, grab the fitting that's swaged to the bottom of the wire and secure it so it doesn't rotate, and only turn the turnbuckle body. In some cases, there is what we call a stem ball fitting that's in the deck here, and those can rotate if they aren't secured. So very occasionally you need an extra wrench, but 95% of the time the bottom fitting is a toggle of sorts that's attached to the deck and won't rotate. So you only have to worry about holding this right here and adjusting the turnbuckle. And of course, never back this off completely if you're unsure about the stability of your rig. We're just talking about making minor adjustments here. So main thing is secure your wire, clean up your threads. If there's a bunch of dirt in there, you can actually use a wire brush or similar to clean them out if they really seem dirty. It's unusual though. But yeah, get your fresh grease on and then get them turned back up. And there's nothing wrong with doing this just as a preventive maintenance thing. Count your turns off, grease them, turn them back up every 2 or 3 years, and your turnbuckles will thank you for it.
I hope you enjoyed that short how-to on making those turnbuckle adjustments. Please do like, comment, and subscribe if you're finding this content useful. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next episode or how-to of the On Deck channel.